Welcome to fourth session of Unit 5 in measurements. The fourth session is about liquid level measurement by float gauge. The main contents of this session are: the first one is introduction to liquid level measurement. Then next is methods of liquid level measurement. Then liquid measurement by float gauge. The next one is advantages of float gauge, and then finally the disadvantages of float gauge. Liquid level measurement is the determination of volume of liquid present in a container or tanks. The liquid level measurement is very important in the industries. If the liquid level is lower than the requirement, then the equipment may get damaged. On the other side, if the liquid level is higher than the requirement, it can cause overflow and create safety and environment problems. The other reasons for liquid level measurement are: the first one is inventory control, next is custody transfer, the other reason is safety, and the final is consistent supply. So coming to the inventory control, the inventory is the amount of material present at a particular time. By measuring the liquid level in the tanks or vessels, we come to know that the actual quantity or volume of the liquid present now and how much we have to purchase in the future days. Coming to the custody transfer, in many situations, the amount of material, that is liquid, is brought and sold based on the level measurement. This level measurement is converted into volume or weight. A small error of measured level can result in a very large error in terms of uncertain volume of the liquid. For example, the petrol or diesel is brought in the oil tankers by supplier to the retailer or petrol bunks. As it is a large volume, the owner of the petrol bunk cannot measure it by using measuring jars, as their capacity is very small. Thus, the quantity of petrol or diesel brought by the supplier is known by measuring the level of petrol or diesel in the tankers by using dipsticks. Dipstick is a direct method of liquid level measurement. The next reason is safety. The filling of the tanks above their capacities can cause safety hazards if the liquid overflows from the vessels or tanks. If the tanks are storing flammable, reactive, acidic, or hot materials, then if they overflow from the tank, they may cause accidents or disasters to the living organisms and environment. So, monitoring the liquid level in the tank is very important to avoid any dangerous or accidental situations. The next reason is consistent supply of liquid to the process. Many processes require a steady supply of inputs and outputs. A consistent supply may be difficult to maintain if the supply is delivered at varying rates or if there are any blockages or surges in the supply line. A storage vessel or tank acts as a buffer between the supply and the process to ensure that outflow is kept steady even if inflow is fluctuating. If the liquid level is always maintained at an appropriate range, then there will be steady supply of input to the process. The consistent supply is directly related to the quality of the product in the industries. In the industries such as pulp and paper, the consistent supply ensures that each paper has same thickness. Suppose if the supply is not consistent, then the each sheet of paper will have varying thickness. Thus, it affects on the quality of the paper. These all are the reasons why we have to make the measurement of the liquid level of the fluid. Coming to the methods of liquid level measurement, the liquid level measurement is broadly classified into two types. One is direct method, second is indirect method. In direct method, the change in liquid level is measured directly comparing it with a calibrated scale. Whereas in indirect method, the change in the liquid level is sensed and transduced to other variables and processed in measuring system to give the output in a readable form. Some of the direct methods are sight glass, float gauge, dipstick, and hook type level indicator. Some of indirect methods of liquid level measurement are hydrostatic pressure type, electrical methods, laser beam method, and ultrasonic level sensor. Now let us see in brief the direct methods of liquid level measurement. The first method is dipstick method. So we can see the in the figure it is a dipstick. It is the cheapest available method. The dipstick consists of a metal bar on which the scales are marked. The metal bar is fixed at a known position in the liquid containing vessel or tank. The level measurement is made by removing the metal bar or stick from the vessel or tank and reading of how far up the scale the liquid has wetted. Thus, the reading or the quantity of liquid present in the tank can be known. Coming to the second method, that is hook type level indicator method. The in the figure you can see there the hook type method. These are used in open tanks by using a direct scale with limitation of parallax error. So this device is constructed from a corrosion resistant alloy with 0.25-inch diameter. It is casted into U shape with one longer arm than the other. In the figure we can see there the left arm of the U shape is longer, whereas the right arm of the U shape is shorter. The longer arm is attached to a slider with a vernier scale which moves along the main scale showing the reading, and the shorter arm is pointed with 60-degree taper. While measuring, the hook is pushed below the surface of liquid whose level is to be measured, and gradually the hook is raised until it is about to break through the surface level. Then the hook is clamped and the level is read on the scale which is calibrated into the volume or quantity of the liquid. The next is sight glass type. In sight glass type, a glass tube which is calibrated in terms of liquid level is attached to the tank beside it, which is used as a indicating device for measuring the liquid level. The next is float gauge method. In float gauge, a float which rests on the fluid and follows as the liquid level changes. This movement of float changes the or rotates the pointer on the scale, which is calibrated in terms of volume or quantity of the liquid. Now let us see in brief the indirect methods of liquid level measurement. The first one is hydrostatic pressure type. In this method, a pressure gauge is attached to the lowest level of the tank. The hydrostatic pressure is a pressure that is exerted by a fluid at equilibrium at a given point within the fluid due to force of gravity. Hydrostatic pressure increases in proportion to depth measured from the surface of the tank. That is, more the height of the liquid in the tank, more will be the pressure. This is how the liquid level can be measured using hydrostatic pressure type. In electrical type, the electrical properties such as capacitance or gamma rays are used to measure the level in the tank. With the increase in liquid level, the capacitance value increases. The change in the capacitance is calibrated in terms of liquid level. In radiation method, a band of gamma rays is released into the liquid. On the other side of the tank, there is a receiver. More the liquid level, the intensity of radiation at receiver end will be low, and intensity of radiation is calibrated in terms of liquid level measurement. That is how electrical properties are used to know the liquid level in the tanks. Next is laser beam method. In laser beam method, a laser beam is transmitted towards the liquid inside the tank, and the time taken by reflections for to and fro motion is measured, and the time is calibrated in terms of liquid level. Coming to the ultrasonic method, in ultrasonic method, the propagation of sound waves in the liquid is used. The time required for echo produced in the liquid to return is measured, and it is calibrated in terms of liquid level. Now we shall see in detail the liquid level measurement by float gauge. So in the figure we can see there it is a float gauge. The float gauge consists of float, a counterweight, cable or rope, a pulley, and a calibrated scale and pointer. The float gauge, in the float gauge, the floats generally used are hollow metal spheres or cylindrical ceramic floats or the disc shaped synthetic materials. At one end of the cable, the float is attached, and at other end, the counterweight is attached to the cable. The cable is wound around the pulley. The pulley in turn attached to the indicator of a scale by a suitable mechanism. In float gauge, the float act as a sensing element of liquid level change. The float always follows and moves with varying liquid level in the tank because of buoyancy. The buoyancy is an upward force exerted by a fluid on a body which is immersed partially or fully in a fluid. As the float moves, the counterweight, which is at the other end of the cable, moves the cable on the pulley. Thus, as the cable moves, the pulley rotates. In turn, the pulley rotates the pointer on the calibrated scale. Thus, the liquid quantity or volume can be known. This is a simple concept. As the float moves, the counterweight on the other end of the cable also moves. Thus, there is a movement of the cable on the pulley. As the pulley rotates, the in turn the pointer on the scale also rotates on the calibrated scale. Thus, the liquid level or quantity of the volume present in the tank can be known. So this is one more arrangement of float float gauge. It is a simple modification of float gauge arrangement. So this is known as, whatever we see in the figure, it is known as float and shaft liquid level gauge. In this, the float is connected to a rotating shaft. As the shaft moves, as the float moves due to change in the liquid level, correspondingly the shaft rotates the pointer on the calibrated scale. Thus, the volume or quantity can be known in volume or quantity of liquid present in the tank can be known. That is how the liquid level can be measured by using a float gauge method. Coming to the advantages of float gauge, the first advantage is direct reading is possible in the float gauge. That is, by reading directly the pointer on the calibrated scale, the measurement can be made. There is no any complications for the person in taking the readings. The second advantage is it is simple in operation. That is, there is no complication in operating the float gauge, and there is no skilled person requirement to read the measurement on the calibrated scale. The next advantage is it is suitable for tanks which are above the ground level and below the ground level. That is, the float gauge can be used for the tanks which are above the ground level, and unlike sight glass, the float gauge is suitable for the tanks or vessels which are below the ground level. The next advantage is even with large changes in the liquid density, the accuracy is not affected. That is, even when there is a change in the density of the liquid, the immersion of large diameter floats will change very, very little. Thus, the change of density of liquid has very less effect on accuracy of the measurement. The next advantage is it is an economical method. That is, compared to the other methods, the float gauge is cheap. So one more advantage is the float gauge can be operated at large temperature ranges. That is, range is nothing but the minimum and maximum value which can be read by the instrument. That is, the float gauge has the measurement capacity for the high range of temperatures of the liquid. Coming to the disadvantages of float gauge, the first one is the wire or cable may break because of corrosion and chemical effect. That is, the wire or cable which is wound on the pulley may get damaged or broken due to the corrosion and chemical effect of reactive fluids which are present in the tank. The next disadvantage is it is sensitive when liquids under turbulence. That is, if the surface of the material being monitored or measured is turbulent, then the float movement may vary excessively. Thus, the reading will not be correct and some means of damping is required. Next disadvantage is high maintenance of tape is required to keep it clean from dirt and corrosion. That is, in this method, the maintenance of rope or cable is more because the dirt present in the liquid may accumulate on the cable or rope and it may obstruct the movement of the rope. Thus, the rope is to be cleaned regularly from the dirt. The next disadvantage is the float gauge is limited to moderate pressure. That is, float gauge cannot be used for high pressures. The next disadvantage is the float gauge has limited range. That is, if the tank is of more height or depth, the length of the rope or cable becomes more. If the rope length exceeds 1.2 meter, then the device becomes bulky and it is difficult to balance the cable on both the sides. The next disadvantage is if the liquid which is under measurement has suspended particles, then these particles may accumulate and seize the moving parts, that is, the float and cable. So these are the main advantages and disadvantages of the float gauge. Coming to the summary of today's session, liquid measurement is determination of volume or quantity of liquid present in the tanks or vessels. The reason for liquid level measurement are inventory control, custody transfer, safety, and consistent supply of liquid to the process. There are different types of liquid level measurement. The methods of liquid level measurement are classified into direct method and indirect method. The float gauge method is a direct method of measurement. In float gauge method, the float act as a sensing element of liquid change. The float always follows and moves with a varying liquid level in the tank because of buoyancy. This movement of float rotates the pulley. In turn, the pulley rotates the pointer on the calibrated scale, which is in terms of quantity or volume of liquid level. Float gauge method is simple in operation, it is inexpensive, it can be used for both the tanks which are above the ground and the tanks which are below the ground level. But in the float gauge method, The rope or cable is to be maintained regularly so that any dirt or suspended particles which are accumulated on that, they should be removed. And the float gauges cannot be used for high pressure and where the surface of the fluid is turbulent. That's all about this session, that is liquid level measurement by float gauge. Thank you for watching this session.